2021 is on track to be the deadliest year of violence against transgender people in U.S. history. That's according to some data from the Human Rights Campaign and advocacy group. It is an alarming statistic, but it's also inspired some progress and new laws to protect transgender victims, like the Nikki Kuhnhausen Act. That bill eliminates the gay or trans panic defense. Have you heard of this? In many states, if an LGBTQ person flirts with or comes on to a straight person, and then the straight person hurts or even kills the LGBTQ person, the straight person can try to claim that they panicked, that they didn't know what they were doing, that it was kind of like pleading insanity in a way. It's how the bill's namesake lost her life. Nikki was a transgender girl from Vancouver. When she was 17, she was strangled and killed by a man who said he was surprised to learn she was transgender during a sexual encounter. And today, that man, David Bogdanov, was found guilty and convicted of that crime. Our Ashley Korslien joins us now. This was a very heated and important trial.
You know, Dan, this trial lasted for 2 weeks, and today was day 3 of jury deliberations. So this thing, it was emotional, it was heated, and ultimately what it came down to for the jury was really determining the motive, right? David Bogdanov claimed he killed Nikki Kuhnhausen in self-defense. The prosecution, on the other hand, said absolutely not. We don't buy that. You killed her because she was trans and you discovered this. So he claims self-defense because it all started with a sexual encounter between the two. And when Bogdanov says he discovered that Nikki was transgender, that she was born a male, he says he became outraged and embarrassed. He told her to get out of the car, and he claims that she started to fight with him. And he says he had no choice but to subdue her. The thing is, he strangled her with a phone charging cord. So that was his story, self-defense. The prosecution, as I said no way. You killed her when you found out she was trans.
And the jury didn't buy his account of things. So the prosecution now, I'm sure they are satisfied with this verdict. Did you get a chance to talk to them afterward?
You know, I did. I talked to one of the trial attorneys, a deputy prosecuting attorney today, and she said, you know, this case is obviously important. Every case is important, but this case specifically sends a message to the LGBTQ community.
I think this case is really an important case. Unfortunately, you know, Nikki died because she was trans, and that's really a shame. And hopefully we've at least been able to show that just because she's trans doesn't mean that she's not entitled to equal protection under the law, that the jury did find that she was killed. She was killed intentionally, and she was killed because she was trans. So hopefully that brings some measure of peace to the community, although it doesn't heal the wound and it doesn't bring her back.
Now, to be clear here, Bogdanov did not use the panic defense. He could have, but he decided not to.
Yeah, you know, he could have. We don't know if he was going to in the first place, but he maintained his defense was self-defense.
Got it. Ashley, thank you so much. Meantime, several states have passed similar bills to eliminate this type of legal defense, this panic defense, in more than a dozen states, including Oregon, Washington, California, and many others, with nearly a dozen more considering changes to their laws.